Never thought I'd die alone. What's up, Lisa? What's up, Anthony? What the fuck? The server was just responding and now it will not respond. It's not currently listening for no connections. Why not? Why? Well, fuck it. Anthony, you weren't first. Lisa beat you. What's up, Eric? What's up, Seven? Nate. Alright, so we've got 2 Carnage ones to do today. What's up, Dave? Dave. Paul, how we doing? First one's going to be an iPhone, what's this, 6 digitizer FPC. Looks like it's seen better days. This one's from Mr. Finch. We're going to start by taking off the rest of this connector. And we're going to replace the missing, I think it's a resistor, maybe a cap. Whatever is up there in that top corner, I'll just pull one from a parts board. My ZXW on the server is not letting me talk to it right now, so I'm just going to replace it from another board so we don't have to worry about what is it, why is it there, blah blah blah. So first things first, we're going to take off this FPC. And we're going to do that by going full bulldozer on it. And we're just going to load up our tips here with some not dirty solder. And we're just going to come in here. We're going to load it up. And just get rid of these broken pin, or this broken connector. What I'm doing is just heating up the pins and just kind of pushing them off with my tweezers. As long as you heat these up, you shouldn't have any problems with lifting pads or anything. Let's see if I can go ahead and hit these all with some leaded. Kind of speed this process up. The reason I'm doing it with the tweezers is to cut down on the amount of heat that I put in this area. Since there are components that are underfilled, they will react poorly to heat, and I want to avoid any more damage to the board than it already has. And solder with your tweezers is about the best way to do that. What's up, Amy? Yeah, Anthony, there's a lot of people that do that. It has to do with pride. They don't want to admit that they fucked up. And they want to save face in front of the customer, I guess. Because when you say, hey, I fucked up your motherboard, people don't come back to you. Or maybe they do. I don't know. I fucked up phones early on. When I first started, I messed up an iPhone 6 on a guy's phone, and I felt terrible. Like, it wasn't intentional, but it was when I was still learning micro soldering, and I think I got the CPU too hot or something. I was trying to do a backlight job on it, I believe, and I just told him, I was like, man, whenever I was doing it, I think I got it too hot. It's my fault. I'll take care of it. So I just went out and bought him a new phone. It sucked. Luckily, I had, at the time, they still had the upgrades, I think, and I paid like $400 versus like full price $800 or something like that. And I just bought him a phone. Alright, so we got that cleaned up. Now we need to go through... Yeah, no one is perfect, that's true. I think there are some mistakes that should be avoided, and by doing so you can avoid costing yourself money and stuff like that, but mistakes do happen. I don't think anything... I mean, if there's a constant pattern of just breaking stuff and it's because of negligence, then either yourself or somebody that works for you, you might consider telling them that they need to not work on that stuff and that you need to train them better. But things do happen. I break stuff. Mike is breaking stuff. I mean, no big deal. Just order the part, replace it, move on. Or if we have to, order a device, which we've done also. Alright, so iPhone 6 FPC. Hopefully I didn't just bend that. Oh, it's good. Alright. Micah drops stuff, yeah. That's what Micah does, though. He's a drop test. That's what his job title is supposed to be. These tweezers look like dog shit. Dog shit. Alright, so we're going to put our new FPC down here in the sludge of flux. And I am going to use heat now. I'm going to cover up the battery here. The heat required, though, here to melt the leaded solder is going to be far less than it would to melt the lead-free. So we shouldn't have any problems. We should get this leaded down far before the lead-free melts. I'm going to turn my airspeed down a little bit to 35. Normally run on 50. Same temperature as always. Just a little lower airspeed to help control this a little better. So we're not just cooking the shit out of the board. Okay, so you can see the solder's already melting. Okay, it's already melted. Now we can go back in and we can touch these pins up on the side, because chances are whenever you put a new port on, what's up, Marway? The new port, since it's not tinned, sometimes they'll take the solder and sometimes they won't. I always like to go back through and touch them up. Sometimes that ends up causing the port to look a little rougher, but rather have a strong connection than a good looking port. As long as it plugs in, we're good. I don't think I've soldered many FPCs on live stream, so this will be something a little new for you all. Not crazy new, I'm sure some of you all have seen this done before. Side looks pretty good. We'll go back and check all these after we're done. Now on to the other side. See if I can get in here without melting pork.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Can do for you.
I dropped my phone today and I don't see nothing on it. It's just black. I wonder if I can get it fixed.
Okay. Let's see.
Cause it's still like I can still use it because I know how to get to my music on it and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just all black.
Just no image at all.
Yeah.
Alright. Do some testing real quick and then we'll make sure it's a screen problem.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, no image for sure.
Is there anything you can do for the speakers as well while it's opened up? Because like my speakers have been like when I'm on the phone I can't hardly hear.
Yeah. Looks like they're clogged up.
Yeah,
You work in construction or something?
Yeah, I do a lot of drywalling.
Okay. Yeah, we can try blowing them out here.
Thank you.
When did you have the screen replaced on it last?
Do what?
When did you have the screen replaced on it last?
Last time I was in here was about a month and a half maybe.
Okay.
It wasn't too long ago. Because remember I had to come back the next day because one of the sides wasn't touching it right.
Yeah. It's pretty odd. Normally the screens are... It takes quite a bit to make the LCD stop working.
Yeah, I know. I was had it out when I was working, and I just dropped it on solid concrete. So luckily, I still had my the protector glass I bought here.
Yeah. Let me see. I'll just reseat the cables first to make sure. Let's see here. What's the name that you were doing?
It might have been. Last time would have been coffee.
Okay.
My dad came and did it for me the first time.
Steve?
Yep, Steve.
Okay. That's 3 months ago. 9/6/17. I was gonna say, if you're still within warranty period, I can give you 20% off on it.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
You want to roll that?
I wouldn't even expect anything off it.
Well, I mean, I try to. It's real close to the warranty period. If people are within the warranty and they break them, we try to give them a little help on it.
Sweet. I didn't even know there was one. So nice.
Probably about 40 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
If you need to do anything, feel
Do you
free.
have any restrooms here?
Yeah, if you go out in the hallway, all the way to the end of the building.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
You mind if I leave this here so I don't forget it? Just in case.
Yeah, that's fine.
Then also, sorry, I want to get a
Screen protector?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll grab one for you.
The privacy one.
Privacy? Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Am I by myself? Yeah. Micah's down at the news store and Ashley's down there too. We had some customers come in today, so they're trying to get all that taken care of. I try to give people a discount if they're within the warranty period. That way they don't feel like they're just buying a piece of shit. Because some people will feel that way. Not all, but some. So I always try to still offer something. This is an aftermarket screen. I'm not a big fan of them, but people like lower prices, so. Six or 6S? No, it's a 7. iPhone 7. The gift of jackassery. Yeah, he definitely works in drywall. It's everywhere in this thing. Like, it's mashed into every mesh and everything. Transfer the white dot. How many people, when they do screen transfers, transfer the white dot that goes for the light sensor? I see a lot of people that don't transfer them. Customers aren't going to come back and get it. Anthony, based on like the stuff that I saw the other day where somebody pinned out all the traces and stuff, if you wanted to send it back, I might be able to do it, because I saw that the traces run to another side of the cable, and I might be able to run them across and connect it that way. I mean, it still may not work. I don't know. That button was pretty badly damaged, but Some customers end up finding out they have insurance while you're working on their phone. They just fucking go ahead and call it in and just get a new phone. Don't even worry about their phone. We put the complete man. Thanks for the timeout. Yeah, screen replacements are the slow times. We're almost done with this one now. I gotta put a seal back in it. And I gotta look at a speaker. I'm sure the mesh is just clogged all to hell. Also, a little trick whenever you're taking those home buttons out, to separate the connector from the home button itself. If you slide your tweezers in right between the connector and the flex that goes under the cable or under the screen, if you slide your tweezers straight in and then just kind of lever action one side up, you'll separate them without damaging anything. People always talk about on the forums that they use heat and this and that, and I'm like, why? I mean, you can literally do it with just tweezers. I've not had any issues, knock on wood. I say that and now I'll have problems, but I've done a bunch of these with no issues whatsoever. So, I'll go grab a new seal for this thing. Did Freddie... the unlock cable, or the unlock file? No, it's the same one I had. So whenever you try to... What's up, Freddie? Whenever you try to upload it to the tablet, it says this tablet is FRP enabled, unable to upload non-FRP bootloader binary. That's why I'm kind of afraid it's going to have to be JTagged. I almost feel like it's going to require flashing directly to the ROM chip or whatever is on it. It's probably UFS chip. Very dirty, very, very dirty. Take time to clean things up, makes it look better. So we'll put a new seal in there. Okay. I have to look at those in a second. See if I can clean out those speaker grills. Let's put the screen back on. What are y'all talking about? Ultrasonic or what? Okay, home button works. Let's go ahead and close it up. Took our cable in. Well, redo. Cable wasn't seated all the way. also interested because we had some sporadic touch there. See what that was. Again, why I don't like copy screens. Already giving me problems. Haven't even closed it up. Mini PCB power washer. The thermal imager? No, I didn't get one. They may have been upset with how long it took me to review stuff. I don't know. It's hard to review stuff sometimes. Well, it's working right now. Let's put the cable covers on. I still like Union Repair. They don't have to send me free stuff for me to like the company. They do a good job. They listen to their customers, which is all you can ask for from a company. And they're very active in the community. But they get a lot of the tools that we want as board repair people, so I can't complain about them. I mean, hell, it's free stuff. It's stuff that they don't have to send to anybody technically. So if they send me one tool to review, then I'm completely pleased with any of that. They sent me a lot of stuff last time, so Lewis is a bigger market for them, though. We're growing, but we're not there yet. Okay, touch is still working properly. Let's close this back up again and see what we get. Okay, still good. So now it's ghost touching again. God, I hate fucking copy screens. I wish every person would buy not cheap. I don't understand why. When you open it, it's fine. It's only when you close it that the Flux flips out. It's still good now. As soon as I close this side, it flips out. Why? Why does this side cause it to flip out? It's weird though. I can close the side with the cable on it and it doesn't. The touch works perfectly fine. It's as soon as I close the other side is when it fucks up. So the side with the cable on it is completely closed and I can touch perfectly fine. Now as soon as I close, see, as soon as I start to press this side down, it starts flipping out. Like, see, I can't touch it. Well, now it's working. Yeah, if I press right here, it freaks out. Yeah, see, I can't. I'm gonna have to put another screen on it. Send this one back. Can't do that. Yeah, you can't touch this. That's the truth. I'm half tempted just to throw an OEM on it and be done with it. But price-wise, not effective. I should have more aftermarkets back there. The Samsung I had yesterday? No. Not yet. Haven't been able to fix it yet. Hopefully by tomorrow I can get it done. Hopefully Freddie and I can figure something out. I've destroyed this seal, opening it and closing it. It's like lifted up everywhere now. Well, looks like he's gonna get an OEM replacement instead. Don't have any more aftermarkets. I might actually use I don't know if y'all have noticed, but it seems like the aftermarket Flux cables are longer than the OEM ones. I think that's where a lot of the issues come from. No, I think he's back there banging his girlfriend. That's my thoughts. So redo everything we just did. I didn't put back a resistor. On what? On the 6? I haven't done the 6 yet. I haven't finished it. This is the iPhone 7 screen replacement that walked in. Take all my screws back out. Take my cable back off. Okay, that one goes back into the piece of shit pile. Let me put on OEM. Forgot the little white sticker. Dear proximity sensor, go in your hole. Thank you. What you doing back there, Kenna? Being grunty? Sorry if I'm not talking much. Trying to get this done. As soon as we get done, we'll be back to our regularly scheduled program. Okay. Again, put our home button back in. These tri-wing screws are the dumbest invention ever, by the way. Whoever at Apple was like, we're going to keep people from getting into these by putting this easily strippable screw in here. Alright, let's test this out again. I have faith in my OEM. I'm going to go ahead and put the cover plate on. Okay, touchscreen and home button works. Course, the last screws I have to put in, they're gonna fight me. if that's what they're supposed to do. See when we close this one up what it does. Looks like the IC is misaligned in the cable. Let's see if we can adjust that. Probably needs to go backwards. So adjust it back a little. Nope, still not. There we go. Yay, AMTECH works properly. Finally. So a little trick, if you can't get the IC to seat down in there, actually pull the screen back a little bit towards the bottom of the phone and then push it forward and down as it slides in, and the IC will align where it's supposed to be. Cool. Let's take a look at these speakers. I'm sure they're clogged all to hell. Yep. Much you're gonna be able to get out of here. I don't know of any good way to clean these anymore other than just replacing the whole assembly. That's what I did last time. I ended up pulling the whole thing out. We can just poke holes in them. Grab a screen protector for him. go. Privacy screen protector on it. Looks good. Send this one back to old mobile Centrex. And we'll get back to what we were doing. Sorry for the long delay. Took double the amount of time it should have, but it's done. Alright, so back to touching up this FPC on the 6. So I need to touch up this side here. So I'm going to find whatever way is most comfortable for me here. As you're soldering these, if you watch, you all can't see, it's out of focus. As you watch these pins, you'll see if you don't have enough solder on the end of your tweezers, because when you touch the pads, they'll kind of look dry. So whenever you start to see that, just add some solder back to your tweezers, and you should be good to go. Yeah, sorry about it being blurry. I wish the autofocus was better on this camera, but it's not. It is very finicky, so I have to use it in manual mode because it gets lost on what it's supposed to focus on. Alright. I need to go back and check all these pins.
Looking good so far?
Yeah, you're ready to roll.
Yeah.
Case.
I appreciate it.
Tried to clean up the speakers as best I could.
Oh, anything's better than what it was.
To really like fix it, I'd have to pull the charge port and everything and order that mesh to replace it in the bottom.
How much would that be? 'Cause I wouldn't mind doing that. Honestly.
I'll have to see if I can find it. Probably looking at $45
Okay.
to pull it and replace those.
Sweet.
I'll look tonight or tomorrow and see if I can find them.
Okay.
If I can, I'll go ahead and order them.
Okay. Sorry, coming in last minute.
Oh no, you're cool.
It just happened right when I was leaving work. I'm like, shit, no problem. I can't be without a phone for a week.
Understandable. You want me to just put it on the same account?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So I've had an argument with my friends. Is it the iPhone X or 10?
Both?
Both, right? See, I say 10 and they say X. I'm like, it's the same thing.
It's either one.
And they're like, that can't be a 10. The 8 just came out. They can't skip 9.
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be the 10, but people call it the X. I mean, it just really depends on what you want to call it.
See, I've seen a big argument about that on Snapchat as well. That's where it came from for me and him. And I kept on saying iPhone 10. He gets aggravated.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Alright, total after tax is, let me see here. The price is wrong.
Knowing that is pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah.
Or it can be a nightmare sometimes, because then you gotta fix things you don't want to.
Did it take you long to learn how to do all this?
Yeah, I mean, screen stuff you can learn in a month or so and be pretty decent at it. We do a lot of board stuff, and it's taken me years to get that down, so. Your total is, that's wrong too, what was that? Oh, the discount, that's all. Total after tax is $121.32. I give you 20% off on the screen.
Thank you for that.
No problem. Card. Just have you sign that one for me. I'll get you an eyelash receipt here too.
I've honestly thought about trying to do something, not like open my own business, but like learn how to do my own. But I was like,
It's not terrible. The main thing is, like, parts are the hard thing. Like, you really gotta look for good stuff. I mean, we've gone through so many different suppliers, it's been ridiculous.
yeah.
To finally find somebody that's reliable, that you don't have to worry about if something fucks up, you can't send it back. So,
Exactly.
so you're good to go, man.
Thank you.
No problem. You have a good night.
You too.
Alright. So let's finish this shit up. So I need to check all these pins just to make sure that they're soldered. You can visually inspect them. If they look weird, just press on them. Those all look good. They all have solder on them. We'll do the same thing with the other side. Some of those are a little globbed up, but they all look soldered well. Now we just need to replace that resistor, whatever it is at the top there. And this one will be done. No, they're not all ground, they're data around the perimeter. There's data and ground around the outside edge. It goes to the RF board. Somebody had told me early on that it was all ground, and I was pretty stoked about that, but then I had this gut feeling that they weren't, and that was the first thing I asked when I saw the board. I was like, please tell me those aren't all fucking vias with data. And they aren't all vias with data. A lot of them are ground, but there are data lines there. So we're going to transfer this resistor that was knocked off. As long as we don't shoot it off into outer space, which is known to happen. I'm going to sit it down right here. I want to tin those pads. It's really important to make sure you tin your pads, because whenever you try to set something back down on them, it's not going to want to stick to a dry pad like that. So I'm going to take just a little solder, and I'm just going to touch these up until they've got a little mound of solder on them. And then we'll take that resistor, set it there. I'm going to try to take my tweezers and just hold this in place as we solder it down, just like so. Whenever you're soldering with the tweezers like that, best thing to do is let the tweezers, you don't have to press on them, just let the tweezers' natural tension from the spring that they have in them kind of press against the item, and then use your metal tweezers to press the item down against the board. So whatever you're soldering on, you're going to press that against the board. And there we go. We'll test that, make sure it is soldered down, and it is. Okay. So let me grab a test screen because this one's missing. Anthony, are you still in here? Or Melvin, either one of you? I noticed this broken screen that was on it is missing the connector on the FPC of the screen. Do you want me to replace that FPC on the actual screen since it's broken, or just say fuck it and leave it alone? The funniest shit happened on the Rossman show. Okay, you're ready to replace the screen. Alright, so I'm going to grab a screen and test this real quick then. I have to run and grab one. Hold on one second. This screen is an LCD1 screen. They've recently started advertising on the cell phone repair forums, and I really like their screens. So, well, of course the battery's dead. I don't know what I was thinking. Let me grab my leads here. Getting a headache. Does not feel good. Alright, so it's booting up right now. We'll see if we have proper touch function, which we should. iPhone 6 are starting to feel like iPhone 5s on how long they take to boot up. Alright, so we do have touch function, and the screen is dark as shit. Let's see, do we have a password for this one? No password. Anthony, need a password, bro. I don't know if you can see the screen. Touch works all the way across. It's loading all his notifications now. Unable to activate Touch ID. No way. iPhone 7 baseband still working from last night. The baseband PMIC one I did, yeah, it's still working. Okay, well, touch works. I can touch everything on the screen. I can slide back and forth all the way from top to bottom. So I would say it is good. I would say it's good. We're just gonna leave it at that. So let me clean that up a little more and it's good to go. Anthony. Come on, Anthony. Come on, man. I've got to finish your all's iPhone 7 baseband up too. I meant to do that today, but I've been by myself all day, so I've had to tend to walk-in customers as much as I can. I figured I'd do 2 easy repairs before I went home, but alright, looks good. We'll put the camera and shit back in. You didn't get billed for it. I'll have to see. Maybe you have another package here. Actually, should have billed everything on it. Did we do that one last night on stream? I think we did, didn't we? Or is that for somebody else? Let me see if I have anything else for you. This one's from Not You. This one is from Not You. And this one is from Not You. So, what'd you miss? Everything. It's all over. Not really. I got one more to do. The next one is interesting. I'm over here trying to plug in the Touch LC or the Touch FPC, and it's not even on the screen. Anything? Did we do that one on stream last night? Was that your all's? I thought it was, but. Yeah, the first one, the iPhone 7, it's still here. I still have to do it. Sorry. I've got it. I mean, I got the baseband back on. I just haven't put the baseband PMIC on yet. That's what I was saying. I haven't been able to do anything. I literally have not been able to work on any board repair until now. Like, this is the first board repair I've done all day. I've been working on a Xbox 360 that has a corrupt NAND. I don't have the tools. I can pull the NAND off and read it, but I can't decrypt it. And if I try to use the decryption tools that you're supposed to use from whatever that fucking tool's called, J Runner or something like that, it crashes every time I open it on my computer. So I can't decrypt the files properly. If I try to load it into Xbox 360 Flash or something, it says the file sizes are incorrect because I'm dumping it with UFS Explorer and it's not the right file size. And I don't have a NANDEX or anything for the JTAG RGH stuff. If anybody out there ever did the reset glitch hacking stuff and has an NANDEX and something else, let me know. Because I would love to just buy another NAND and flash this fucking thing and be done with it. Because I really don't want to tell them, hey, sorry, an easy fix here is now going to be you buying another Xbox. Although it is a 360, they're not overly expensive, but I hate to see stuff like that that's easy to fix. Like, I know what's wrong with it, but I just don't have the shit to fix it. Like, I dumped the NAND. You can see in the NAND it says Microsoft blah blah blah, and then it has a bunch of hex stuff that's all encrypted after it, and I can't decrypt it to tell what the fuck it means. All rights reserved, Microsoft company, something or other. Alright, so this one is done. Anthony, we're going to charge you $1 million for that one. $1 million. After this stream, after Anthony pays that, I'm going to retire because I'm done. Let me answer this. Hey, hey, hey. Working. Yeah. Okay. I need an iPhone 6 white. I need 3 of them. Yeah. No, I just need them if we have extra ones. I need some 7 black. Yep. Okay. Six Plus has 2 that are horizontal. That's 6S Plus. Don't think so. We need to order aftermarkets up here though. I had one black aftermarket and it was faulty. Yeah. Yep. Yes, black 7s and 6 white. I've got 2 here. How many do you have there? No, Alex, it's not Seth. Okay, yeah, if you can give me 2. Alright. Yep. I'm gonna do one more job and that's it. Okay. Okay. Alright. Love you. Bye. No, not Seth. That was Ashley. She's doing inventory at the other store, seeing what I needed up here. Alright, so the second and final thing of the day is an iPad Air that was brought in, and as you can see, there is Carnage. Lots of carnage. All the carnage. Nate, depends on what's causing the boot looping. We've done a few of them that have been boot looping that have been successful. Yeah, we've actually been discussing starting up classes soon. So these are all ground here, it looks like. So they all attach to the ground trace right here. So I can daisy chain all these grounds together. Let me see if my server is finally up and working now. Or if it's still being a bitch. Because it likes to do that. Likes to be a bitch. You're being kind of a dick. Yeah, about the Xbox, it sucks. I can dump the NAND, but I can only read the first like few lines because it's not encrypted. After that, it's all encrypted. It says like property of Microsoft or something, and then you can't read anything past that. It's all gibberish. It's all jibba jabba. Okay, server's working, so we can actually look up what these pads are. Since most of these are going to be like grounds and shit, we'll most likely just put the port on and then run some jumpers. Oh, my neck is killing me. D&M, have a good night. Sorry about the boring stream. Alright, so I'm going to pull up ZXW so you all can see it. Alright, so in ZXW, we're going to be going down through here and looking at which pads are still here and which ones are not. So, these are all ground pads. So there's a lot of ground pads that are pulled. So, we're going to daisy all those together. And then next to that, we have 2 pads pulled here, but as you can see, those are shared mostly. So 1, 2 is missing, 3 is there, or excuse me, 2, 3 is missing, 4 is there, 5 is there, 6, 7 is missing. This one is there. The next one is missing. That is ground. The next one after that is missing. Those both go to that test point, so I can jumper from there. So I kind of need to write this down because this is a lot of pads to remember. So I'm going to write down which pads are there and which ones are not. So we're missing pad. So we'll do 1. We'll just label them here. Let's start in the top right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 23 per side. It's going to be a lot to remember. So what's missing? Pad 2, 8 and 10 are missing. Pad 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Pad 26 is missing. Pad 28 is missing. Pad 30 is missing. 34, 36 they're missing. And then pads 42 and 44 are missing. Alright, bottom row we're missing pad 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15. Oh, lost count. 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, 23 is missing. 23, 25, 27, 29, 31, 33, 35, 37, 39, 41 are all missing, and that should be good. Alright, so we're going to switch back and forth. First I'm going to try to clean these up and see which pads survive, because some of these still look a little suspect. So I'm going to flood them with leaded and then wick them off. Night, Spectre, are you leaving? Did you leave? Or are you saying goodnight to D&M? Yeah, this one is a shit show. This is what happens when you try to remove the charging port when the charging port is soldered down. Alright, so I got my tech spray back finally. This wick is far superior to Goot wick, no matter what a certain New Yorker tells you. They just try to mind control everybody, make you believe in their city folk way. It's like that old commercial about paste picante sauce. Where's your wick made? My wick's made in New Mexico. Where's yours made? Mine's made in New York City. Don't ever trust those New Yorkers. Success with the Galaxy? No, not yet. New York City? What's the brand of wick? Tech Spray? I really like it. It's good shit. This pad is like, please, just put me out of my misery. I don't want to go on. Well, Mr. Pad, I don't care. You have to stay. Yeah, I tried to do the firmware, but it gave me the same error that I was getting before. So I feel like there's some other fuckery afoot. Yeah, this pad's about had it. I can see a cut in it. I think it's tied to the ones next to it, possibly. I have to see here. Yeah, it's tied to the ones next to it, so if we do lose it, not an overly big deal. But we'll try to keep it. Retiring by 2023 no matter what. I mean, maybe. If he invests his money correctly. Lewis has made quite a bit doing what he does, so it could be possible for him to do so. So let's put down some flux. Let's mush our cable on here. Let that flux flow through like the River Nile. Alright, so we're going to grab some solder on our tweezers. And we're going to come over here and we're going to tack down whichever one is still viable. We're going to come down here and do the same. Okay, so that'll hold the port in place as we go down through here. I think it's pretty shitty that Lewis's landlord's just kind of like, well, fuck you. Go fuck yourself. But like he said, that's real estate in New York. So pin 8 that I just touched, I was hoping to avoid touching ones that don't need solder yet, the ones that don't have pads. I can see the pads through the holes. You all should be able to see them too. So I can tell which ones have something there that I can actually tack to. Alright, so that's pretty much everybody that can take solder. So now we're going to go back and we're going to figure out where everybody else goes. Alright, so pad 2 was missing. Pad 2 is ground, so what we can do, we're going to start a jumper wire. And we're going to go from every pad that's ground and we're going to make a jumper wire across all of them. We're going to do one giant daisy chain. We're going to watch my wire roll off the table almost. So starting at uno mas, we're going to go ahead and tin this, and we're going to tin our wire. And we're going to go over to our next ground. See which way this is going to be easiest. So go over to our next ground and we're going to touch it up to that one. And then we're going to go down to pin 3 here because pin 3 was lifted. Okay, so we got all those grounds tied together now. Now we're going to find our next missing ground. Looks like that's going to be pin 30 and pin 33. So we're going to jump down here quite a bit. Pin 33. Flip it back over so my orientation is the same. So pin 33 is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that pin there, which ground is directly next to it. So we're going to tack to that ground first. I'm going to need another device to make a turn here in the wire. Okay. So we're going to tack here. What's going on?
How you doing, man?
Doing well.
I'm sure you get asked this all the time, but do you have a can opener?
Actually, we might. Do you want one?
I've seen a lot of food in here. I thought maybe they got a can opener just for a second. Yeah, just I want to borrow for a second. Yeah, a couple of my students got me a whole bunch of beer for Christmas.
You just need a beer opener?
Yeah.
Well, shit, we don't even need that. I got it on my keys, man.
That's what I'm saying. I normally have it, and it's not here. And I just can't even believe it. And I got to be here another hour, and I'm like, damn it, I'm just gonna have a beer.
Well, do it.
I'm losing my mind here.
Bring my keys back. Don't steal my car. Alright. Alright, so we got that one tacked. We're going to go to the next one. A can opener? Yeah, for the bottle opener end. Because most can openers have a bottle opener. Alright, so 33, and then we need to go back and up to this one here. Okay. That will give us our grounds. Let's see if we're missing any more grounds. 41 is ground also. So we need to loop back down to 41. This may not be necessary to put all these in, but I never know if maybe there's a ground that is required for something on the other end, so it's always good just to do it just in case. Alright, so that should take care of all of our ground wires. They should be all chained together. Now it's going to go on to the next ones that are missing. So pin 8. So we need to jump 8 over to a test point. So I'm going to tack to pin 8, which is the 4th one over. Okay, and then that comes down to...
See, now I'm going to make it one more hour.
There you go.
Lifesaver.
No problem.
Thanks, man.
So we need to come down here to a test point. So let's see which one it is. It looks like it's going to be this test point here. So we're going to put a little bit of flux down. You're uber late? You talking to me? No. I've got my car tonight. Ashley's still in Franklin getting everything done. Alright, so we got that one done. We'll go ahead and cut that jumper. Cut on this end too, so we don't have any excess hanging off. Alright, so our next pin missing is pin 10, which also goes to a test point. So we'll go ahead and tin up that. Okay, that one runs down to right here. So I'm just matching these up on yeah, thank God for test points, exactly. I'll tin up that pad that it goes to. And we'll go ahead and cut that one. Let's see, what's the next one missing? Pin 26. That's a power rail. So that one is this one here, I believe. Yeah, 26 and 28. So these two are tied together. So we're just going to tack one. And then we'll tack the other side. Okay, and then we need to bring that down to this test point over here. Now the issue here is this iPad was brought in because it wasn't charging. And the battery's been replaced in it already. So we may put this charge port on, and this device still may not even charge. At least that's what I was told, that it didn't charge. So I trust the company that brought it in to diagnose it correctly. 34 and 36 are all powers. So all we have to do is take our wire here. Let's see here. So these should have contacts under them. So 34 and 36 should be between these pads here. So from there over to here, everybody in between. Alright, and that goes all the way down the line here to 42 and 44. So we're going to go all the way down this line and tack all those together. So that should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pads all connected. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be the 7th. And pin 30 is ground. And it is indeed. Pin 30 is ground. Because it runs back around to there. Alright, so those are all good. Everybody there is connected. So the top layer is done. Now we need to do the bottom ones. Yep, bird nest is started, that's true. With this kind of stuff, it's going to be a bird's nest. Alright, so bottom row time. So pin 3 we've already done, that was ground. Pin 23 is, where does 23 go? '23 goes to the other side of the board. That's not good. Where do you go, Mr. 23? Or are you in? You're not NC because it doesn't say NC. But I don't see where it goes on the other side of the board either. Am I missing a red dot somewhere? Sometimes these tiny little resistors will have a test point to them. Oh, there it is on the other side. So that is, looks to be the battery sense line. So I'm going to have to run that one around. We'll skip that one for now. But that seems to be the battery sense line based on just where it goes. Same thing with 25. But 25 is not lifted. Only 23 is. So it's this one right here that's lifted. So we'll skip down to 33. That was ground, so that one's already jumped to 35 and 37 and 39. Those are all powers. I don't think we really need to jump to those because we got all the other ones bridged together. And then the last one is 41, which is ground also. So those are all done. So we need to make one jumper. That's it. Or one long jumper. So that's good, that's good. Not too crazy. So we need to go off that pad right there. We need to go around to the front side. Okay. Now we're going to snake this along the side of the cable there. And then it's going to come up. And we need to lift this sticker. It's going to go right in here. Actually, it may not be a battery sense on it. It may be something to do with the audio. Because it's going through an audio choke, it looks like. So 23 goes to this side right here of the filter. So we will put a little flux there. We will pull our line over to it and take out the slack. Need to flex the line here. Okay. And there we go. We got our line run over. It's run straight to where it needs to go. So that should, if it's going to work, it's going to work. Everything is connected well enough that it should work. Let's see if TriStar responds properly. Not cool, brah. Not cool. Alright. So, moment of truth, does TriStar respond? TriStar responds. So the charger's working. I don't have anything else to test it here, but again, so if you watch the amp meter when I plug this in, when TriStar is working, this amp meter will force the device to try to boot. If you watch the small side, watch it. See how it jumps up? That means that TriStar is trying to force the iPad to boot. So that means that TriStar is seeing the charger correctly, and it is seeing the voltage from the charger, and it is trying to boot the device up. So I'm going to try to lightly just kind of dab this thing with alcohol until it's somewhat clean. Yeah, the next guy to open this is going to be like, what the fuck happened here? I don't want to get overly aggressive with the alcohol or scrubbing here because these wires are fairly thin and they do break easily. The alcohol itself, if you get it in there and kind of move it around, will do the job for you. Alright, so there we go. We're fairly clean. And now we're going to take a big old green shit on the board. So I don't want any of these to really move. So we're going to conformal coat all these wires into place. Because really the worst thing that can happen here now is these wires get knocked off. which would spell disaster. So we're gonna green snot them to the board. Also, since this power line is lifted, I'm going to coat over it since it sits up higher than it normally would. Alright, time to cure this shit. What's up, Christopher? Why is your charge port drawing 6 amps? Bzzz. That's all you hear when it does that. It's just the sound of death. Bazinga. Slimer snot, pretty much. Shrek shit. What's up, Mark? I saw you text earlier. I haven't even had time to check my phone. Did you want any more cables? I never did hear back from you, no. Yeah, I have a... What? Yeah, Anthony, I do have a Touch IC. It's the one that was with the 7. Do you need me to ship that back, Anthony? Because I can go ahead and ship that one back if you want. It's been done. It's just been sitting in the box. Okay, I'll ship that one back tomorrow. Magic smoke. Sorry, Anthony. I didn't even think about that there was another one in there. All I was thinking was there was an iPhone 7 in this box. It's not done yet. I didn't even remember that there was a Touch IC in there that we had already done. Doing overtime? Yeah. Scoop, I saw your video. Have you used any of the tools yet? The tools that you'll use the most, Scoop, is this one. That's the underfill cutting blade. And then this one, which is the meat hook for cleaning out the underfill. I really like those. Also, the cables you got, those are the cables I have too. They're the ones that have the recessed pieces on them that kind of relieve the stress. So. The cables or the tools? The cables are awesome. I love them. The only problem is I don't think that they simulate the still figuring out the NAND reader. Yeah, my NAND reader is a little picky. I can actually show you how it works in a second. Hold on. Alright, this should be cured. The sickle little thing is great. Like the underfold pick is awesome. Alright, so those lines are not going to move now. I can smack them, do whatever I want to them, they're not going anywhere. So we'll still check and make sure that this is still working. So yep, still working. TriStar still sees it. Alright, so this one is fixed. So there's all of our craziness. One last look at all this. There's jumpers everywhere. If you just came in, there is a wire that runs all through here, snaking all the grounds together. All the powers, jumpers here, here, and here, and around the board. But it's good now. I'll show you the NAND reader I have for the 6S and 7s. Oh, my neck. My Windows license will expire. Well, fuck me. Guess I'll just have to activate that. Actually, I'm going to buy a key for it because the keys are cheap. Alright, so let me grab my NAND reader. The one I have is a little different than the one you got, Scoop. I've never seen the one that you got. So, hook it up here. On mine, it's real picky, so I always have to make sure that there's nothing in it, or it fucking throws a shit fit and starts bitching and moaning about everything. Also, my Windows Defender always fucking bitches about it. Anthony, this one was activated with the Windows 7 key, but evidently doesn't work. I don't know. I'll mess with it a little later. This is on the server, or the pop-up you saw was on the server anyway, so I'm not worried about it anyway. Alright, so I have to select the COM port, and then we'll put a NAND in there. Yeah, the software for this one I had to get from somebody else. Okay, so most of these NANDs are probably dead, but I'll pop one in there and show you. Like a lot of the 7 series NANDs, they die real easily, evidently. Alright, so it's just running through. Okay, so it's read the chip. It's a 128 gig NAND. So if we go over here and click read, it'll read the actual chip. So here's the information off the chip itself. We can then save that. We can load one, or we can clear this. Or down here you can click unbundle the Wi-Fi, and it'll open the Wi-Fi up. So whenever you put the chip back on, it'll bond with whatever chip's on the board. And then whenever you write it, you would just go in and click write, and it'll write all this information back to it. This NAND may actually be okay because I think I pulled this one off a working one, but I'm keeping all my non-working NANDs. Some of these are off of iPhone 6S's and some of them are not. So this one worked. And then let me grab one that doesn't work. I'll show you the difference between the two. When the NAND is corrupt or doesn't work, it'll say cannot find a certain configuration file. And there's no way to fix it as of right now, which sucks. Alright, so here's one. We'll take this one out. This one's 16 gig. It says it's bad. So I wrote on this one, possibly bad NAND, 16 gig question mark. So when we put this one in, if you watch it, it'll act different, especially towards the read and write sections. So we'll go ahead and read the NAND. Okay, so we got the information on bundle. and then we'll click write. Well, that one fucking worked. Of course on stream it's gonna work. I swear, these say bad configuration file whenever it's incorrect. Let me find the other ones I've got. Y'all want some memory? I got all the memory. There's the 128 gig. 64 gig. This one might be bad. So put that one in. Alright. See right there. So see how this one didn't read the same? And then if you look at the error logs here, it says system configuration driver is missing. System config returned a load error. And then it gives you the error code right there. And see, like on the other chips, whenever we read them, it would give us a long list there. Here it just says read system configuration complete, even though it didn't complete. So here's another one that might be also faulty. Let me put back in the good one so you can see the two differences. So when we put that one in, we'll wait for it to finish up. What's up, Fix Squad? So see there? It comes up and it says 16 gig NAND and it gives us this other blue area. And if we try to read it, see how it gives us all of these and says read system configuration complete, but it has all of this above it. It actually reads the system configuration. So when the NAND actually gets corrupted software wise, that's what ends up happening. So if we read this one, I'll put the old chip back in, the one that wasn't reading. So see there, it just gives us this with nothing else. Like it's not giving us a configuration, okay? And then when we click read, see how it just says system configuration complete, but there's no data. So, this is what happens on the older NANDs too, I think. But they had a way of reprogramming them. Can't fucking speak. Blah, blah, blah. I'm hoping that they'll figure out a way to fix these file system issues, because this is just a software problem. It's saying that it can't find the system configuration driver. So somewhere on the NAND it's missing. So hopefully they can figure out how to fix those. But that'll pretty much wrap up today. I don't think I really have anything left to do. It's 8 o'clock, time to go home. Thank you all for watching as always. Sorry it was a little boring early on in the stream, but hopefully this is still halfway entertaining. And I will be heading home. Everybody on stream, I hope you all have a good night or a good day, whatever time it is for you. And I will see you all another time. Have a good one. See ya.